Okay, you're live.
Welcome to my Facebook Live on June 1st, 2020, 8 p.m. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to all of you. Don't have a particular topic to talk about, so I'm just going to wait for you guys to chime in. And,
yeah, you're slowly getting people coming in.
Very good.
It's really good lighting.
Is it good?
Yeah.
In back of me, I have some records that I'm listening to right now. Just thought it would be better than normal backdrop.
Noah said, I love you, Deron.
Thank you, Noah. Love you too.
Alex said, what's up, Deron?
What's up? I wanted to thank Andrew Novak for making me some stickers for my birthday, my favorite bands. They're up.
Oh, he joined. He said howdy.
Hello, I'm talking about you, Andrew. Stickers that he made for me. That was really cool. I got those today in the mail.
Donna said, OMG, my friends and I were just talking about your live feeds.
What a coincidence.
Noah said, can you play Suddenly Tragic? Wait, hang on. Somebody said they can't hear anything.
What's that?
Somebody said they can't hear anything, so comment if you can hear this. Oh, Andrew said, glad you got them. I knew you'd like them. First request, thanks for the ride by oil.
I tried driving to heaven, conveniences, good and bad. The trees in your hands, situations are hopeless. I gotta find a way back into your heart, sweet baby legend. Occupy my dreams, and I'm taking them back and turning them the door. The good thing I did, I'm good from the next way. Running out to get you. Live on, you don't touch yourself. Can they hear that?
Some people are saying they are hearing, and a lot of people are saying it's muted.
Muted? Is this better?
No, like, it's not you, it's just that, like, people are saying it sounds perfect, but then other people are saying it's muted.
Maybe they're muted. They muted it.
Yeah.
Anybody know this riff? Gets a free CD.
Okay, people are saying they can hear. It's like a delay, so they have to.
Wow.
It's gonna take a second for people to, well, I don't know what it is, so.
No, I'm not asking you.
So you just want me to read you everything that people say?
See if anybody guessed it.
Okay. Pyro compulsive?
No.
Okay.
It's not written by me. Wait. played the next part, but that's cheating.
Tuh.
Nobody has it so
Gore
far?
guts.
Yeah.
All right, Cam Dewald.
Wait, which song?
Okay, Cam and Vince both said gore guts, but whoever guesses the song. Wait, Erosion?
Nope. It's higher up, that's why I don't sound Alright, who's got some questions or riffs?
They said Dressed in Decay. Wait, is the song Stiff and Dead? That's what they're saying.
What?
Stiff and Dead.
No, that's something like that.
Whitney said happy belated birthday.
Thank you. What else?
Testing. Wait, hang on. I think you need to give an explanation, because somebody said, why are you so greasy?
Oh, why am I greasy? Because I've been practicing.
No, you just got out of the shower.
No, I got out of the shower like an hour ago, but I'm greasy because I've been playing, and when I play, it makes me sweat because I use my arms.
Obscura? What was the song? Wait, Dad, what was the song?
It was Path Beyond Premonition.
They're saying a number 1 Roller Ranger.
What was used to be all the rage, all its fashion sense, the substance of pain, instead of gold that roll into excess, words of forgetting change, whispering is full to the sunset, set nostalgic amnesia, always falling ignorance and endless.
Someone said, do you ever plan on re-recording anything from An Answer Can Be Found? I feel like it's the most underrated of your catalog.
We already have started recording a lot of songs, actually.
Disengage the simulator. They're asking if you figured out Darren's jam from CKY4.
No, this part is in it. I can't remember where that shit is. And if I'm wrong, the only place that you can hear that is on one of the CKY movies, which I don't think I have anymore. Maybe it's on YouTube or something.
A lot of them are like songs that you played last time. And I don't really remember, I just like see them, but Behind the Screams.
I tried this last time, didn't I?
I don't remember.
Might have had a good tone out. I need an acoustic guitar. It sounds like crap.
Darren said, hey Darren, how about Dead and Still in Pain? Oh, someone said, play your favorite Kiss song.
My favorite Kiss song. This is one of them. This is one of my favorites to play live. To play, not live, but.
Oh wait, here's a good question. Wait, there's a good question.
What?
Are there any songs you wrote that when you finished writing it, you especially thought, yes, I've just written a genuinely great song?
You know what? It doesn't happen as often as you might think. Like sometimes sometimes I don't really like songs until they're recorded professionally and maybe even mixed. Like there's one that we just did that is called Why Am I, that I don't even know if I like it yet, but I'm going to figure out when it's mixed if it's good. But like the only time when I felt like, oh man, this is a really cool song is like Roller Rager, Disengage, I think those are the ones, like a lot of World Under Blood stuff, like Into the Arms of Cruelty, I thought was awesome as soon as we wrote it. Revere's Tears was really cool. But I know what you mean, like that feeling like, oh, I cannot wait to get this finished and demoed and all that stuff.
They're also asking about your setup and how to get your sound, I guess.
The sound I have right now?
Yeah.
Here it is. No, the sound, it's the same. I don't really have a sound other than that I use I guess it is a sound, but it's a pedal that is no longer available. It's an OC2 pedal from Boss. They used to make them, and they made the OC3, and they're not quite the same. But, I mean, I think the sound was just a combination of that and what I come up with.
They said what settings are on your OC2?
I usually just go like this and stuff on it. Like there really is no like recipe for that at all. It's just whatever happens, and then I guess maybe people are equating my style of playing and that sound together as one style, but with just the octave pedal, you're not going to get the sound.
Oh my gosh. There's so many questions, so like just answer these like this is going to be like a fast round of questions.
Okay, let's go.
What guitar strings do you use?
GHS, anything that has a wound G.
Okay, this you can actually answer. Sit and answer. What was it like writing Don't Hold Your Breath?
I thought it was gonna be. I remember thinking, God, this might be the song that the record company might want to put on the radio. Like, that's what they were asking for at the time. Just give us one song we could put on the radio, and I still had Close Yet Far. We were ending our album.
Oh my gosh, there's so many questions.
We were ending our albums with ballads at the time, so I decided we should end this album with a ballad. I wrote "Don't Hold Your Breath." We did a lot of cool experimental stuff in the studio. We sang in the Santa Monica by the Santa Monica
Pier?
Theater. No, the theater.
Oh.
The Playhouse is right next to the studio, and we went over to the alley and sang. And all that. We did a bunch of stuff, and it came out. Didn't become a single.
What's your preferred brand of guitar?
Right here, Esoteric.
Favorite song you've written?
Favorite song I've written? I don't really have a favorite.
I'm pretty sure this is like the same question as before, but what distortion do you use with the OC2?
Whatever the amp has. I am not a gearhead in any way, shape, or form. I wouldn't be able. If this broke, I wouldn't know how to fix it. Swear to God, I don't know anything about any kind of amps. I don't really know much about what pickups do. I couldn't fix a broken cord. I can't change a tube in an amp. I don't know any of that stuff. And I think that not knowing that stuff makes it more exciting for me to play through it.
Favorite song you've written?
Basically, I say I love to drive cars, but I don't want to fix them.
That's true. His car broke down the other day. Favorite song you've written?
I can't pick one. If you give me an album, I can tell you maybe my favorite song from it.
Hi, Deron. What's the chant at the beginning of Direct Contact with the Dead from Galactic Prey? What does that mean?
Something like that.
Which Halloween film is better, Halloween 4 or 5?
4. 5 is terrible.
What tuning are you currently using?
The standard, I think.
Will we ever hear a recording of the intro to Hellview from the Past tour?
The intro to Hellview from the Past tour?
Yeah.
That's, are they talking about the so fast, so fast, so fast? That's Michael Oldfield's, it's a song, it's part of Michael Oldfield's album, Amarok. And I've wanted to use that for years. And finally we got to do it, and it got us all pumped up for every single show on the last tour.
Oh my gosh, Aunt Kristen, miss you guys coming to Ocean City this summer. Boo will be 100.
100. My grandmother's going to be 100. Hi, Kristen. How are you? We miss you.
Yeah, we miss you guys.
I don't know if we could get over there. I mean, with all that's going on right now, I always thought I'd be there for Boo's 100th birthday, but I mean, it's in 2 months, so
hopefully we'll be able to make it.
Hopefully.
What is your favorite horror film?
Right now, I'm still gonna say the new Halloween. It's my favorite. I like it. It's not supernatural. It's scary. Yeah, I'm waiting for the sequel. I think that hopefully that won't get delayed either.
They're saying play Genesis 12.
I just did.
You did?
Wait, Genesis? Oh.
Any release date planned for the Blood Rock Mania music video?
We didn't shoot the whole thing. We only did the teaser, which is up right now. Because of we did a video for another song called Your Bedtime Story that we're also going to put out, hopefully. But I mean, everything's on hold right now. I'm trying to get as much done as I possibly can. Nobody, is around. I mean, can't go anywhere, especially with all that's going on right now. So I want to get it out before
before the middle of the summer or the end of the summer. So, I mean, the reason I'm not putting this album out, Synergy Restored, in a rush is because we worked so hard on it and it's so good that I think it has to have a proper release, whether people are going to have to wait or not. The band is waiting, and it feels worse than anyone else. Trust me, I want people to hear this, but working on it and having it be so good, I don't want it to get wasted on, oh, here it is. You know, we want to build it up to something special, and
they're asking for a wild tour story that you can tell. If not, your favorite concert you've ever been to.
Favorite concert I've ever been to, I think, was Paul Stanley at the House of Blues, or the Metallica show that we opened for in San Francisco in like 2003, I think, a week before Saint Anger came out. That has to be my favorite show because we played while James Hetfield watched us, and then they played while I watched them, and it was all from the first 4 albums. And that Metallica show was probably one of the best nights of my life.
Will you guys hit up Minnesota on your next leg of the U.S. tour? Need to get you guys out here.
Yeah, we need to get a lot of bands out and back. I mean, there's all this talk about venues shutting down, not being able to support being open or closed while this is going on, while the pandemic is going on. I mean, if we have to, if there are no venues left, God forbid, then we're going to just have to start showing up at people's houses and playing. I mean, that's probably what it's going to be. I mean, someone will say, my house will be the venue, you know, we'll sell tickets, and then we show up, and then...
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Blood Rock Mania, play it.
That's the riff that hasn't been out yet, but it's pretty cool. It's hard to sing and play at the same time.
Bradley said, "Hey Darren, you rule. What's your favorite riff from An Answer to Be Found?" Also, Vince said, "Come play in his backyard."
Okay, Vince, we're on. My favorite riff from An Answer Can Be Found has to be that riff in Tables Turn. Yeah, I love that riff, and I remember recording that riff and thinking it had such a cool groove, and it was so, you know, the sound, and it sounded like the album before it, except a step up. But, you know, I really like that riff still. I love playing that. I love playing that song. I want to play that song in the next tour.
Play Chip in the Brain.
By the first time I played it, since we played it at the Viper Room, I think we played it at the Viper Room 4 or 5 years ago. Damn, that's fucking hard.
Jeremy said he has a guaranteed stump.
A what?
He says this is a guaranteed stump.
Okay.
I laugh by this end up.
You would think so, wouldn't you, Jeremy?
People is the edge of this society. I laugh. No one allows himself to ride until you see him die. Everyone's around that subject of another. It's all you want. And me, we don't agree. They let you up inside, Joe. It's what you need.
Somebody said that was a White Snake riff, but I don't know. Gotcha.
Frenetic amnesiac.
Frenetic amnesic.
Sorry, I've read it
okay.
wrong. Foreign objects number 10.
I don't know what that means.
Oh.
Pardon me. Any other questions?
There's a million people
Let's
saying
get through
stuff. Well, not questions. People are commenting songs.
Oh.
Stump him by trying to play Space Age Primitivity. Comment questions. Cam said cosmic consciousness or I'm jumping into traffic.
Positive consciousness. Oh.
Oh, foreign objects number 10 is universal culture shock. Oh my gosh.
This last time.
Dad, this is a really good idea. Vince said you play a song and try to stump them.
Oh, that's a good idea. I don't know. I mean, something of mine or something of somebody
Just play
else.
anything and then see if anybody can guess it.
Okay,
But this is probably gonna be bad because I may not know and then... Okay, guess what song this is.
anybody know what that is?
It's, it's a delay, so it's like a minute delay.
A minute?
Yeah, they
A minute
they see
delay?
it like a minute after. And then right now they're watching where you're thinking of a song to play, and they're all commenting, "He's stumped." Oh, there's 96 viewers. Don't ask.
Very good.
Jeremy got it first. I'll just read everybody who got it super quickly. So, Jeremy got it. Comrun got it. Sorry if I said your name wrong. Danny got it. And Brian got it. That's all the people I'm seeing.
Good. I really like that song, actually. I really want to remix Galactic Prey.
Sorry if I say this wrong, but Alex said ask him to play Cavalcade of Perversion. Perversion. For his good buddy Alex.
Is that something? We gotta play that live with all the samples. Something's wrong there.
Tell your dad to play This End Up Chamber because B-Love said.
Why am I...
Okay, wait, after this, a question break. What's the most obscure metal band in your collection?
Obscure in an unknown way? Or obscure to me?
Whatever you think.
The Best of Brutality. There you go.
Any more Foreign Objects projects in the future?
Always, of course. No band of mine is broken up. I'm still in Aches and Pains. I'm still in Throat Culture. I'm still in Oil, Foreign Objects, World Under Blood, 96. I mean, another acoustic album maybe. That's all I do. It's what I want to do.
Question. Is there any difference in Foreign Objects Disengage the Simulator and CKY's version besides the speed?
The speed and the groove, like this is the Foreign Objects version. Actually, that's the CKY version. The Foreign Objects version is. More metally, and then there's a. CKY version more of a like a strut to it, like a groove.
Stephen Petrie said, "Come on over for the acoustic album. Let's record a new one."
I need to tell him to call me because I need to talk to him about recording some drums. If he's not too paranoid about being 6 feet away from somebody, I'd like to offer him the job of recording some drums at the church.
When is there going to be more 96 Bitter Beans shirts in the U.S. store?
As soon as we get some art. I don't want to make any more logo shirts. I know we made quite a few in the U.S. They sold out very quickly, and now they're available in the U.K. because people in the U.K. were like, I don't want to spend just $55 on a t-shirt, and I don't blame them. I mean, the shipping prices have escalated beyond to the point where the shipping cost is worth more than the item that you're shipping. So we wanted to, Phil came to me with the idea of opening the UK store and selling logo shirts. And now when they're gone, I guess there's a couple of artists that I really like that are friends of mine, like Michael Bernard, Travis Smith, that, we would like to come up with like a new shirt design, maybe like a band photo or like some kind of strange altered band photo like that looks kind of like vintage but not really stereotypically vintage. I don't know how to say that. Just something unique.
Play As the Tables Turn. That verse riff is super difficult.
I know, I don't think I remember.
They're asking if they can submit designs.
Of course you can submit designs. Of course. I mean, that's how the first World Under Blood shirt was made. The one with the guy holding on to the L's. I loved that. He got paid. We printed them up. Yeah. Of course you can submit designs.
Who is your favorite Ozzy Osbourne guitarist?
I mean, you gotta go with Zach. you have to go with Zach. I mean, he was like only 18 when he did No Rest for the Wicked, and that's my favorite Ozzy album. So, yeah, Zach Wild for sure.
Brandon said, "Thanks for the years of music, Deron. Started listening to you at 9 years old, and I'm weeks away from 30."
Well, happy birthday, and I appreciate that. I'm still trying to figure out this That song needs to be recorded and mixed better and sung better.
Play the riff off Homicidal Rant by Malevolent Creation. Never mind.
That's Homicidal Rant in what, 40 seconds?
Will you and the boys ever tour Underworld, Under Blood, or Foreign Objects, or just 96 from here on out?
No, never say no. I wouldn't say no to any of those ideas, actually. If they were scheduled properly and everybody wanted to do it. I mean, 96 is the main focus right now, but I mean, I still talk to Luke Yeager. I talked to Tim Young the other day. I mean, even Kyle, the bass player, Kyle Conkills, talks about touring with World Under Blood and opening with Revere's Tears, which would be really cool. I mean, yeah, it could happen. Life is short, but you can do what you want to do and get it done in time before you take off, you know. So yeah, I still talk to all those guys. I don't have no bad blood between any of them. We all get along.
When are you guys coming to Alaska to play?
You know what? There was somebody that kept asking me, when you coming to Alaska? When you coming to Alaska? And I thought it was the same person over and over again until I looked back at my mail and I realized it was 3 different people that had asked.
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking that.
I know Alaska doesn't get a lot of shows. I mean, it's barely recognized as a state, unfortunately. I've always wanted to go to Alaska to see what it was like. I mean...
You've never been to Alaska?
No, it's like one of the only states I've never been to. It's very... I mean, there's a lot of stereotypes about Alaska. There isn't that much people. It's very cold. There isn't much to do, you know, which appeals to me as a place to visit. I would love to go and visit somewhere like Alaska. But, you know, I mean, it never comes up. It never has come up as far as I know. I don't think. Maybe somebody will prove me wrong. Maybe I have played Alaska before, but I'm 90% sure I've never been in Alaska. And it's not because bands don't want to. It's because for the booking agents don't see it as a very, you know, profitable idea or like, you know, something that could be a good turnout or worth it. So yeah, it sucks. It's not fair where you are, you know, determines what shows are going to come to you or not. But I would love to play Alaska, but I'm sure if it was part of a tour, it wouldn't be easy to get there. And if it was a one-off, like we're going to go play Alaska and Alaska only, you know, it's on this certain date, it would cost a fortune. So Damien
said, tomorrow is me and my girlfriend's 9-year anniversary. Can Can you please play Attached at the Hip?
Congratulations.
Somebody said, Jeff said, does having Deron as your dad affect you at all? Do your friends or teachers or people you know recognize him as this amazing musician? I mean, the teachers that know that about it and they think it's cool, but I think one of my teachers, yeah, we don't really talk about it. I think one of my teachers did know who you were. I'm not going to expose him. You know.
Well, there were teachers that she had that knew who I was, and it wasn't beneficial. There was one teacher who, out of some kind of
I don't believe
problem. Yeah, well, yeah, I believe it because I was there. There was a school play. Bianca was in first grade. Everybody got a part except for Bianca.
This was like 7 years ago.
I went into it was a long time ago. I went into the school, pardon me, and I approached the teacher, not in a physically violent way, of course, but she automatically assumed I was violent because she started backing up, and she was really scared. And I'm like, this is on purpose. There's some kind of resentment about who me and my wife are that you would not give my daughter a part in a play. It's obvious.
Yeah, and there was one of my teachers that kept asking for like concert tickets and was like,
who?
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But somebody kept asking to like go to your show for free or something. And I was like, I'm literally like 12, but okay, like I don't know.
I don't know anything about that.
I've told you that. Joe Palmer wants you to play On Course to Collide.
Oh shit, he might be stumping me right now. See, the problem with those songs on Galactic Praise, they have multiple guitar parts. Like each track has like 8 rhythm guitars all playing different things. So it's hard to recognize a riff from one of those songs if you're only playing one of the parts. There we go. Something I know I played part of it. I played the verse part.
Would love to hear Inhumane Creation Station.
Sounded really good.
That's where we can turn the lights. And it's been happening since the dawn of time. This club is flowing through all
Shout out Monster Subs, another meal on the house when you stop in South Carolina.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That place was awesome. Who was that from?
Jordan
Jordan. Yes. Jordan Sambrino?
Gambino.
Sorry. I'm all about thinking about riffs right now. That was awesome. We were on tour and we got invited to stop at Monster Subs and they were just great. Like, not just like how friendly everybody was in Jordan and inviting us there, but like the sandwiches were amazing and the whole place was decorated with different memorabilia. It was just one of those times on the tour where we didn't feel like we were all alone in the middle of nowhere, you know. So that was really, really cool. So thank you, Jordan.
Play and She Never Returned. The bridge riff near the end specifically. So.
Wait a minute, I have to... You have to play it first to get to it. We played that on the last tour too, which sounded awesome. Look it up on YouTube.
Eric said, I want the Deron version of the Monkees.
Oh. This is one of the riffs that CKY came from, that my style came from, is these kind of riffs. Just put an octave pedal on them. It's the same style. Pleasant Valley Sundance, as much as I can get into that.
What do you think about Parker Guitars going under?
I think I saw that coming years ago. I mean, they didn't have a very good artist representation. I mean, they struggled from the beginning because they were always changing parent companies, and I've told this story many times. But they had absolutely no artist relations person, and when they did take on artists and artist relations, they picked really bad ones. Like, they picked guitar players that weren't going to influence their sales. I mean, like, I don't know, Stroke 9 or something. Who's the guitar player from Stroke 9? Who knows? Why is he playing a Parker guitar? Who's going to buy one because he played one? That's primarily, you know, the point. And I resented that. I resented that I was bringing so many people to the Parker name, and so many kids were buying guitars, Parker guitars, but they never really acknowledged that to the point where it mattered. And by the time they did figure it out, that person would quit or get fired. So it became pointless. And then I discovered esoteric through I'm trying to name all these people's names. Well, it doesn't matter. The story is up on the esoteric website, and you can find out about it there. I can't remember names right now. I'm only thinking of a song. So.
What project you have planned after Synergy Restored World Under Blood album would be sick?
It would be. I think that depending on, I'm not saying when or if, but I am saying when. When this album comes out and it takes 96 Bitter Beings to the next level, I think that we're going to be busy with that. And I would like to be busy with that, but there's always going to be a time where you're going to want to take a break on your main project and go back and revisit other things that you started and still want to do. Like, everyone knows I'm a metalhead. I like thrash and death metal, and World Under Blood is a band that I started with that, you know, in mind. Which I still have some copies of that. Where the hell is it? Still have copies of this. This is a record that we did. Still have a couple pieces of vinyl. This we put it out through Nuclear Blast. It's one of my favorite records I've ever done. It's very intricate, very complex, but it's melodic and it's catchy, and everybody on it did a great job. So yeah, I want to do another World Under Blood record. We will do another World Under Blood record for sure. I just can't say when, because I always get myself in trouble when I tell you when, and then you say what happened to it, and it's like not even started yet. So I have a habit of announcing projects way too soon, so I'm trying not to do that.
Sarah's Mask, Pretty Please. Also, will 96 Bitter Beings come to Vancouver, Canada, when we're all able to safely perform and play shows again?
Yes, I think there is a show scheduled for our second leg of our U.S. tour. There is a Vancouver show. I'm not 100% sure, but we are coming back to Canada. It wasn't too much of a hassle last tour to get in, so that was good news. So yeah, we'll be going to Canada again for sure. Vancouver, I think.
The first time I saw you, I thought that I would just make another. Then I realized that in life we were just another mirror.
Sorry, I'm ruining your great moment. It's got you there. Is it your mind?
When no one's around, you're thinking about something suicide. Is it your face? It's got you there.
Trying to get everybody here.
What is your songwriting process? I've been having trouble with coming up with stuff recently.
The problem with when people say, and I'm told I'm having trouble with coming up with stuff, I don't understand that, because you just pick up a guitar and you start playing. You don't automatically start playing other people's material. So when you pick up a guitar, just be random with it. And then when you hear something that you can relate to or you dig, then you work around it. It's like putting a puzzle together. I mean, you can't just like throw all the pieces together and force them to fit together. You have to like pick up the parts and like work at it, and depending on how well you are at playing the instrument, depending on how creative you are, you don't even have to be good at the instrument to come up with good stuff. The hard part is coming up with stuff that will satisfy you as an artist. So you just have to stop worrying, I think. A lot of people are just so worried that they're not going to like what they do. So sometimes I don't like what I do. So what I do is I record it and I revisit it the next day. If I still like it, I use it. If I don't, I'll scrap it. But it's just a process. It takes some people it takes months, some people it takes years. It's just something that you have to get used to and work hard at.
What does your dad think about getting a lot of his fans into the movie Sleepaway Camp? It's one of my favorites.
I mean, I always supported that movie from the time I was 12 years old. I just thought that it was a great example of a horror film. Besides Carrie, this was more realistic in the sense that this was somebody that was being bullied at a summer camp. And that's more relatable than, you know, having psychic powers to get your revenge. I mean, when kids were getting, you know, when kids get bullied, I think that sometimes they get so angry that they do imagine that the people bullying them, their victimizers, you know, end up dead. Like they fantasize about that. So that movie was kind of relatable in that people get punished for doing bad things, and who it ends up being, who the Punisher is kind of like a goal, you know, a score for the outsider, the outcast. So that's why, you know, I got really strong into that movie.
Could you talk about Frozen Mind? Why did it not make it to IDR? Can you re-record it for a new project? It has the potential of being a standout track.
Well, Frozen Mind was fully re-recorded for somebody who purchased a perk from the campaign. And we did re-record. I finished it, and I have a copy of it. It's up to the person that owns it if they want to release it and let people hear it. We did finish it and mixed it and gave it to the person who, like I said, wanted it. The reason it didn't get finished in the first place is because I was stuck. I was already recycling a riff that was from back in the Oil days. So I didn't feel too good about that. And then there was another part in the song that sounded too familiar to something, but I really liked the way that it went into the pre-chorus. Whatever it takes to get... The chords, I thought the chords at the time were too Weezer, Nirvana. We're trying to avoid that and do something different, which is why Shippensburg didn't end up on Volume 1, because it was too Seattle, I guess, is the only way to explain it.
I first heard about you via Scott Ian. What's your favorite Anthrax song or album?
Scott Ian? That's a surprise. You know, there's an old rumor going around that me and Scott Ian got into a fight, and which was designed to make me look like a bad person by somebody specific, and it never happened. The fact that this person who said it, and I think a lot of you know who came up with this story, actually went through and said it, just shows how much that person doesn't pay attention to reality, because that never happened. Anthrax... I have Anthrax albums. I always thought that they were creative and they came up with very innovative ideas, like mixing hip-hop and metal, and with I'm the Man, and the other video they did, I can't remember. I like the song Antisocial. I like it's Madhouse is a good song, but there was something about Joey Belladonna's voice, but I still think Charlie is an amazing guitar player, and Scott Ian is an amazing guitar player, but I've never really, I don't know. I guess I don't understand a lot of the things they sing about maybe, but I do like some of the old albums, for sure. And I have probably, I think I have all their albums actually, either on a cassette album or CD. I have all their albums, so I do support Anthrax, but they're not one of my favorite bands. But I never got in a fight with Scott Ian. I have nothing against them. I just like with Overkill, I kind of gravitated more towards the Bay Area thrash metal than the East Coast, and I don't know why that is. It's just the way it was. I don't know.
Do you like Pantera?
Some of the stuff, I thought that at the time I did not like. I didn't think that it was cool to claim you were a badass when you were singing. I think the fans should judge and vote for that. Like if you're a singer and you're brutal and people say that guy's badass, but I don't think that you should talk about. I don't want to say anything bad about Pantera, for Christ. I love Phil and I love Dime and I think they were all amazing guitar players. Were they my favorite band? No, but I do have some of their records on vinyl and I definitely respected their work. But I think they just came out a little bit too late for my thrash period. I was more into death metal by the time Pantera started coming out.
Greg said, dude, you're the reason I became a guitar player. So happy I finally met you in Rhode Island. You're an amazing dude. Can you give any songwriting tips? I have song ideas and lyric ideas. I have no idea how to combine them.
You don't.
Also,
no recipe.
You're the reason I try to avoid swear lyrics because I am against them.
It's kind of lame. Like I was saying, like if you're singing
because they're
song,
cheesy.
I will take you down. I will kick your ass, motherfucker. I just think that that's corny, you know. I think that if you need to use that kind of aggression in your music, then you're lacking something. There's no recipe for songwriting. There's just you have to let your guard down when you're by yourself and you're writing. You have to just let your guard down and not worry about, does this part go with that part? When people listen to something and they hear that it's strange at first, the song becomes the song eventually, and they're going to hear the next part coming up after the one they're listening to because they're going to remember it and it's going to be the way they hear it. You can combine parts that don't even work together nowadays. There's no rules to music. I think people starting out playing guitar and writing songs, they put too much. I mean, it's always like negative stuff, like I can't do this or I don't feel like I can do that. Yes, you can. Just do it. Just do it. Think of something that you want to sing about, something you like, something you don't like. Write it down. Pick up your guitar. See what happens. Even if it's a bad song, it's a done song. It's completed. And then you can work on whatever you think your weaknesses are and whatever your strengths are.
Question. Could Live from Hellview ever be released?
I doubt it. I doubt the footage exists.
Is there anything legal in the way?
I don't know. I last time I was on Facebook Live, I said, I don't know why this never came out.
Whatever.
The trailer was better than... Maybe the trailer was actually better than the product. I don't know. That was so long ago, I don't remember any of the details of that. Either because I wasn't let in on it, or I just simply don't remember. I have a terrible memory. Was
it a good experience opening for Metallica?
Absolutely. As I said earlier, it was probably one of the best nights of my life.
How did Deron learn to play and sing at the same time? Any tips for practicing?
Pick one of your favorite songs by any artist and learn how to play it on guitar. Learn how to sing it as best as you can, and slowly combine them. It is, admittedly, singing and playing at the same time is very, very difficult. But anybody can learn. Like, let's say your favorite song is Escape from Hellview. You wouldn't go...
Oh, they're asking you to play that, so
you start. You would go. And you're gonna make a ton of mistakes, but you'll start to relate the way the vocal pattern with the finger pattern, and you won't even need to look. It takes a long time, man. It's hard. It's hard, but if you are passionate enough about it, you can do it. It's a lot of work and a lot of practice, but you will eventually be able to relate, like I said, the pattern of the words, the notes that you're singing with your brain. It will have two tracks. It will be concentrating on what you hear and concentrating on what comes out here. It's like juggling or something. I can't juggle.
I can. Opinion of the band Gruesome?
I think Gus is a great guy. I like the idea of a cover band. Well, not a cover band, but I like the idea of a band that's kind of taking what a band did and kind of copying it and making something new out of it. I think it's great. I think I'm not the biggest fan of Gruesome, but I like the three albums and an EP. I have them all. I support Gus as a drummer. I think he's a great drummer, and he's a good guitar player too. The other guys in the band, I think one of them went back to Possessed, but I think Gruesome is cool because it kind of makes you remember Chuck Schuldiner, and it makes you, remember the band Death and everything that they stood for, and all the specific sounds and stuff like that. Chuck was a huge influence on me. The song Low Life is pretty much responsible for my style in any case.
How did you like playing with Guns N' Roses? I'll wait until he's done.
I'm still on my Low Life kick.
All right, tons of questions, so answer them super quick.
Guns N' Roses, awesome. 3 weeks, 18 shows. They played 17. We played 18.
What are your thoughts on hardcore metalcore?
I think I'm not going to say I hate it. I never related to hardcore or metalcore because metalcore was a commercial attempt to make death metal mainstream, which if death metal can't be mainstream in its old school form, then why fuck with it so that it becomes something that everybody can be into? It has limits. Metalcore has limits. You're not allowed to do old school things. That's pretty much the definition of metalcore, is that it has to follow a certain formula. Old school death metal, you just follow no formulas. Listen to Pestilent Spheres. Listen to Cynic's Focus, Atheist Elements. I mean, there's no rules. You can add jazz. You can add this. When you are working within a genre of music that has boundaries, in order for us to be a punk pop band, we can't do this. We have to do that. That's a huge turnoff. And hardcore, I don't think I got into hardcore because I didn't think it was aggressive as metal. It's that simple.
Would you ever do a rig rundown for a guitar site? I know you have a few guitar secrets, and that's cool. Just curious.
Rig rundown? I guess I would need somebody's help because earlier I said I don't know anything about equipment at all. I don't. The most I can do is change a string. I'm not kidding. I am super uneducated when it comes to how to fix an amp, how to fix a guitar, anything. I don't know anything about equipment. I go by ear. Does that sound good or does that sound bad? And I play. I love driving cars. I don't like fixing them. I like playing guitars. I don't like fixing them.
What happened to the original To All of You music video?
The 16mm film didn't turn out, so whatever was left, whatever did turn out, was used for, I guess, the end of the land speed video. I was devastated because I was duct taped up on that pole for 7 or 8 hours or something like that, and it fucking hurt because I didn't expect that my weight was gonna pull me down from the tape. I was dumb enough to think that if I got duct tape around this pole that it was just gonna hold in place, but I started to slip down it, and then they would need to put more on it until I would be a little comfortable for a little while, and then I'd start to slip down it again. And it was just disappointing when only a few seconds of the video turned out because something had happened with the camera or the film or something like that. And, you know, you make mistakes and you learn.
I bet this will make your dad laugh. Ask him what happened with the infamous CKY comic book.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. That came from a guy named Josh, who was a really, really great guy. And I did say was because we'll get to that. But he wanted to do a CKY comic book. And I think that he even wanted to do a Death Angel comic book. Death Angel being a thrash band. And they did find a potential publisher for the comic book. I saw the comic book. I saw it all written up. I wasn't allowed to keep it. But I saw it and I read it and I thought it was hilarious because there was a lot of different references in there that some people would have gotten and some people would not have gotten. And I thought it was amazing. To this day, I wish I had a copy of it because it cracked me the hell up. And unfortunately, the publisher didn't care either way. He didn't know anything about it. He started taking pre-orders for it, unbeknownst to us. I mean, I think we might have known that he was, but we didn't know that he had no intention of ever printing the book. So he was taking pre-orders, never finished the book. The only thing that ever got done was the poster, which I think I have one. Let's see. Oh, this is for the DVD. Anywhere, you can look it up online. Somewhere online there's a poster for the comic book, and we even did t-shirts for it. And the posters were handed out, and the guy ran out of town. They took the money, and I mean, I'm sure he didn't make millions, or maybe even thousands, but he just disappeared with everybody's money, and we were so let down. And then Josh, his last name is escaping me. Maybe one of you can tell me. Have to wait a minute.
Yeah. Well, while you wait, answer this question. What's it like touring with Sean and Tim?
I love touring with those guys. They are funny because they're brothers, and they fight about the stupidest shit, and it's just great to be a witness to it. You know, when you're living on a bus, literally living in not even a bus, a van. We were in a van, really cramped. The fact that we didn't get so sick of each other was amazing. And that was like the first time I was so like nervous about touring. I knew I had to do it just to get myself back into it. There was no question about that. But when it came time and the van pulled up, I was like, oh, here we go. And I ended up actually enjoying it because everybody got along and there was no ego. And we were all on the same boat. We all wanted to do this and have fun and have it be an amazing experience, which it was. It was 5 weeks, 26, 27 shows. Nobody got, I mean, with all the trash and the fast food and the germs and all that, nobody got really that sick. I didn't get sick. I don't think any of the other guys did, other than maybe like some sniffles or some shit. But I loved it, and I love touring with Ken and Matt. Matt Sheehan is another person who's a great example of a lot of fun. Like, we just laughed and had a good time, and like everything went off without a hitch. I only think I broke a string once. There was no technical difficulties. Everything was just perfect, and that's why I can't wait to do it again. It's not just Sean and Tim were great to tour with, but so was Matt and Ken, and it was the 5 of us doing this tour, setting everything up. Me, not as much setting everything up, but it's never been my job. My job is to, try to put on the best show that I can. But yeah, those guys worked really hard.
Alex said, Darren, how many protein bars did Ken eat on tour? LOL.
Protein bars? You know what? I can't remember what Ken ate. We had a lot of fast food. Like, what's that soup plantation kind of place? But it's not. It's like a buffet kind of place. But it's I don't know. We ran into some new franchise fast food places, and that was interesting. I mean, we didn't eat very healthy on that tour. I mean, there's a picture of us in Denny's.
Somebody said Josh Newfield. That's all I came up with in a Google search relating to CKY and comic
Actually,
book.
it's Josh Emmerich. It was Josh Emmerich, and we talked about the comic book. He came to a show in Pittsburgh at Mr. Small's, and we went over the details of the comic book, and he was really happy because he was a heavyset guy and was really unhappy about that, and he lost weight, and I was like, Josh, look at you, you're amazing. He's had this family, and he seemed happy, and he killed himself. He committed suicide. And to this day, I can't understand why, because he was doing so well. And, depression, people take depression into different directions. Some people are able to overcome it. Some people, it's hard to deal with. And I take medication for it, which is why you might hear me stuttering or backpedaling or sometimes not being able to think of names or words, because I have to take medication for it. So I understand. I would never, have suicidal thoughts, but I can't imagine how bad depression can be, but to the point where somebody has had enough of trying to get help, and they feel like their only choice is to end their life. And it sucks because it leaves so many people behind that need you. I don't want to make this sad, but Josh was really cool, and it was unexpected, and I hope that his family is doing as well as they can under the circumstances. It's a shame, because I know that right now we'd be working on getting that comic book re-released, or finally released.
Darren, where can we find a copy of your Caesar and Otto movies on DVD?
Just go to Amazon, look up Caesar and Otto DVD. They're funny movies. You can't take them too seriously. They're not everybody's sense of humor, but I think they're hilarious. Especially, see, can't think of his name. The guy that plays the villain in all of them, Jerry. His name is Jerry. His character name is always Jerry, but I can't think of his real name right now.
Can you name the songs you've recorded for the Perks On campaign? I'm curious what songs people chose.
My favorite one is Lionel Richie's All Night Long. It turned out, I mean, you would never think that song could be cool or like badass, but we did a good job. It sounds badass, and the person that owns it recently said, you know what, I won't mind putting it out there. I think it's Adrian. His name is Adrian. People refer to him as Fake Rake. I can't remember his last name. I'm sorry. I cannot remember last names. But he owns it, and if you certainly have my permission if you can get his to hear it. Also, we did the Royksop, What Else Is There? The Royksop cover. Of course, Frozen Mind. Inhuman Creation Station, the demo version. Somebody wanted to actually have the raw demo version from back in the day, re-recorded. So we re-recorded that. Chamber from my first band. Now I'm starting to, I think, oh, there was one, it was kind of a parody of punk rock. They wanted me to cover it. Another guy wrote a song called, it was a ballad, and I think it might be online. I'm not sure. It was a ballad. It wasn't something that I would ever write, but I took his interpretation of his song and I re-recorded it. That was one of the perks, and I think it turned out good. He was really happy with it.
Jeff Roberts said, I have the poster of the comic book. I bought it from you on Facebook years ago, and you signed it for me before sending to me. If you don't have one and want it back, I'd be happy to send it to you.
That's very nice, and I appreciate that. But I know somewhere in this mess, I have one of those posters. Thank you.
I've got a billion questions. My girlfriend knows your wife from Dragula. What do you think of the show and the song by Rob Zombie?
I've never heard of Dragula, have you?
I don't think so.
Never heard the song.
This is a funny one. If you could form a super group, I thought it said group chat, group out of...
Runs in the family, stuttering. And
yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
If you could form a super group out of all your favorite musicians, who would it include, and what would you name such a group?
I can't answer this question because there are things about, let's say James Hetfield, okay? If I wanted James Hetfield in my band, it would be like both of us would have to relinquish some kind of control. I just don't see it working out. Like, okay, I would love to have James Murphy in a band with me. He played on a lot of the World Under Blood record. He can be considered maybe the 4th or 5th member of World Under Blood. I think James Murphy should go back on tour or get back involved with something, and I would love to work with him. I would like to work with the guys in Malevolent Creation. I've written a song for them that, you know, I'm going to give them if they want to use it. You know, I wish I'd gotten to work with Brett Hoffman before he passed away, and we had always talked about doing something, and too late. We toured together for about a month. I never fantasize about, oh, I would love to have Dave Mustaine on vocals and Gene Simmons on bass, and I don't think about that because I just think about the nightmares of everybody trying to get their own way. So I don't think about that, but the bands that I have are the people that I've chosen to be in, so they're the people I like to work with.
Are you still mad about that parental advisory on Volume 1?
Not still mad, but now that you bring it up, yeah, I'm a little bit pissed off. But the reason for that didn't have anything to do with the lyrics. It was an enhanced CD, which meant back in the time you could put it in your computer and you could watch video footage in addition to the music. So the parental advisory was not for the lyrics, it was for the enhanced footage, the video that was on this CD.
Thoughts on the Saw franchise?
It's kind of like Star Trek and Friday the 13th. I like the odd ones. 1, 3, 5, 7. Friday the 13th, same thing. I like 1, 3, 5, and 7. Star Trek is even ones. 2, 4, 6. I saw them all in the theater. I found them hard to follow, a lot of them, but I recently rewatched the first one and I want to watch the second one. So it's interesting that you brought that up because I'm going to start rewatching that series and pay more attention to it than I did when I saw it in the theater. Actually, we just watched the new one, which was... Did we watch it?
Yeah, we did.
It's called...
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't pay attention.
It's called Jigsaw, right? The new one's called Jigsaw, where they're all chained and they have to go through these series of... they have to figure out who, what their crime is, and they have to admit their crimes and shit like that.
Oh my gosh, Tom said, "Close Yet Far helped me get through my son's suicide in September. I sing along whenever I listen, hoping he can hear me. Thank you." Aw, sending love to you, Tom.
There is no, you cannot, being a father myself, I cannot imagine something so horrific as that. So there are no, you can't say or do anything because it's not enough. Like, there's no words to describe that kind of agony, and it's an honor that you would even say that a song that I wrote on my living room floor helped you get through that. It's like, that's why, one of the biggest reasons why I still do this and will never give up on music is because I get that a lot. Unfortunately, under those painful circumstances, people say, your music gets me through this, or this, whatever happened to this person, whatever happened to them, or whatever. That's beyond comprehension. So I will never stop doing music, primarily just for that reason alone. It's enough to keep going. But it's also something that I'm very passionate about, and I will never quit. Never.
What helped you most through your darkest times?
It was a combination of, I mean, I still do get depression. So anybody that has depression and is tired of people saying, just snap out of it, or not taking it as a real disease, which is very frustrating, I'm here if you want to talk about that. I've been on medication since I was 18 years old and have never stopped, because whether it's true or not, I've been told by a lot of doctors, if I stop, I'm just going to go back into it. It happens to me maybe once or twice every 5 years. The way to get through it is to just think it can't last forever. And my mom tells me that. She understands it, because while I was growing up, I had to deal with it. And I guess the best way to deal with it, because you just turn into a blob of nothingness, and just the feelings that go through are just so creepy and weird that it will go away. It's not going to last forever. You can get help for it, even though it does feel like the end of the world, and this is it. This is how you get the rest of your life is going to play out. It doesn't last forever, and eventually it goes away.
Joe said, "You have no idea how your music has comforted us fans. Close Yet Far especially. Your acoustified video was amazing."
Thank you.
And Tom said, "Thank you both for the kind words. Pretty sure Tommy is still smiling down on us right now."
You know, my son is named Tommy too, and I'm just glad I could help in any capacity in a situation like that I can't even imagine, because it's okay, onward and upward.
Deron, will we ever see more handmade CDs like a Yellow or Green Volume 1? Also, Vince said, "Love you, Deron. Your music has motivated me to push through many dark days. I am forever grateful."
And I am forever grateful to you. I have 10 Galactic Prey cassettes. I'm going to start the pre-order soon. Old school, handmade, colored covers. Only 10. They're going to go up soon. Other than that, I really don't do much handmade stuff anymore. Now I just have the means to professionally print it, and want to spend more time on new music rather than the old stuff. I still have a lot of stuff I have to, not have to, but I would like to get rid of, and if people want to have it, then inquire about it. But I'm not really too into handmade stuff anymore. It was kind of like an arts and crafts hobby of making things that, having things that I made by hand look real, like a real release or something. And yeah, I'm still into it. I might do it every once in a while. I mean, I did just make these cassettes, so yeah. So yeah, I mean, probably do something in the future when I get a little bored.
Deron, what do you feel about getting your younger fans into music from the Ask CKY days, like My Bloody Valentine, Kate Bush, and Tori Amos?
Kate Bush and Tori Amos?
Tori Amos, sorry.
I don't know. I mean, if I ever said that I liked Kate Bush or Tori Amos, I certainly don't remember anything about them. I would like to know where all that information is, if it still exists. I don't agree, certainly, with all of the answers I probably put up on that website. But, yeah, I mean, sooner, you know, we're working on the merchandising and we're working on the website, and there will be Ask 96. And we can have updated answers of old questions. I don't know where all that material went, all the answers to those questions. There was like 10 to 11,000 questions answered. So it'd be interesting to go over it and see where I was wrong or where I had a point or where, you know, whatever someone else said, or be interesting, but, you know, I don't know where I can find that.
Greg said, I love all the advice, and I love that the same people are asking questions. Any advice on writing a concept album? I have my own Carver City ideas for my own world. Again, any advice? Also, thank you for speaking about depression. I've been dealing with it for about 10 years.
Well, I'm glad that I can help in that department, because it's very hard to get support from your immediate surroundings, the people that are around you. You have to search for support for depression, and depression causes you to not do that. You can't go out and search for the help because you don't feel up to it if you're stricken with it that badly. So, I mean, yeah, I've been through it. I can help, and I'm glad to talk about it. What was the other part of that question?
Oh, it said, any advice about writing a concept album? I have my own Carver City ideas for my own world.
Carver City, the label took the concept album idea of that and ran with it. I'm not a big fan of concept albums. I don't think that you can tell a big story in a 35-minute album. None of the songs from Carver City really go together in any kind of you know, order or timeline. They're a collection of songs about how I felt about the summer, going to the beach, like Ocean City, Maryland, Ocean City, New Jersey, Atlantic City, Cape May, Wildwood. You know, I just loved going on vacation there and just getting certain feelings from being out late and being so young, and what was on the radio at the time, and songs that I liked that were pop, and that's pretty much how, you know, that album came about. But it's not a concept record.
Where did your parents get Deron from? I don't know any other Derons.
I'm named after Deron Johnson, who was a baseball player. My middle name is John. Thank God my middle name isn't Johnson, but Deron John Miller is named after a baseball player, which my other brothers became baseball players. I didn't want anything to do with it. Irony for you.
As someone who is clinically depressed, hearing you speak about it means a lot.
I'm glad that people think that, because the worst thing about it is the people that are around you that have no idea. And don't take it seriously. You know, snap out of it. Or, you know, it's feeling alone when you're not. It's hard to describe. But, yes, I'm a professional. I'm professionally depressed, but I can't control it, but I'm not depressed right now. So I'm able to work and get things done.
Did the Illuminati ever approach you during the height of your popularity?
I don't understand what that is. Do you?
I don't know
what the Illuminati is.
I don't know, but anyways, tell us the story about Disengage the Simulator EP and how it got your future wife's photo on it, and why was it considered the rarest CKY disc?
Well, we wanted something for the Warped Tour in 2000, we were going on the Warped Tour, and we wanted, our record company and us, we wanted to have like an EP of stuff that was like a sample of stuff that we had done from Volume 2, and pretty much combine all the cool stuff that wasn't under the CKY name, but was unreleased. So I forget what's on there, but I know there's Foreign Object songs on there, and there's Oil songs on there. We just made 2,000 of them and pressed them and sold them on the Warped Tour. I mean, and the cover, I came up with the cover idea because I paused Sleepaway Camp that moment with the face. I took a picture of it with an analog camera, got it developed, and gave it to Volcom, and all the handwriting inside that EP, I never expected they would actually use my chicken scratch as the inside information that you find for the credits on the inside of that CD. It was just what I wanted them to put in there. And Ryan Immigart and the guys at Volcom said, well, we'll just use this. And it was my handwriting of all the credits ended up inside that booklet. So that was interesting. I still have a couple of those.
Why did Genesis 12A never get a CKY release with vocals? Such a great song. Thanks.
I know we recorded some of it in Hawaii, and I can't remember if I did vocals to it. It is on the finished version of Genesis. The finished CKY version of Genesis is on my re-release of Volume 1 on vinyl. The blue copy. Here, I'll show. Don't bring the camera over here because I don't want people to see what a disaster this area is. Hold on a second. Just a moment. Just a moment. No, Jesus.
You are not going to get that out.
All right, I got it. I got it.
Oh, I spoke too soon, I guess.
Yes, you did. You gotta believe in me. Yeah, this is the Volume 1 I put out because
Joe Palmer said, I own 4 copies. Tell Deron I have it.
yeah, the unfinished Genesis 12A, I finished it, and I put it on this version of the Volume 1 vinyl. So, question answered. Now, getting a copy of this, I don't. You're going to have to try and find eBay or, I don't know.
Do you have
Probably
any
online.
Do you have any UFO or ghost stories?
Not really. I mean, I do, but I've told them so many times.
Yeah, you did it on Mom's Live the
Yeah,
other day.
basically on a tour bus, lights were flashing, the radio was on when nobody was listening to it, never turned it on. I had some kind of entity go through me, and it was really warm, like if anybody's been injected with that warm solution before they have some kind of surgery or something. Some people know what I'm talking about. But other than that, I still don't believe in that stuff, even though I had a really, really good experience, an example of that, but I haven't had anything since.
Somebody said, tell him to say bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. I've never said that before. That's the first time I've ever said that, and probably the last.
Justin said, tell him how the tour bus crashed in 2002.
The tour bus crashed?
Well, isn't that having to do with your...
The driver, I think, had a heart attack and crashed the bus. And when I asked the current driver, why is everything turning on and there's no light bulb in the hallway and it's flickering? And he said something like, oh, that's Joe. He's still on this bus. And I was like, what? And it freaked me out, but, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to rule out the existence of spirits and ghosts and all that stuff, but it's going to take something else for me to believe it. I have to see more to believe it.
What horror flick are you looking forward to the most?
Halloween Kills. As much as I hate that title, I'm looking forward to it. I really want to see it. Actually, I read the synopsis when it was online for like 2 minutes before it was taken down, so I know what happens, but I still want to see it because it sounds really cool.
Would you consider doing perk songs for fans willing to pay? I got a few songs that I would definitely pay for.
When the situation comes up where we need some support of financially to do something, whether it be hiring people for touring or whatever, anything, then yeah, we're going to do the song perks again. They were a lot of fun. I know that we're still not even totally finished with them, and we were working on finishing them before the pandemic, but I think there might be somebody that still doesn't have their perk song, which makes me feel terrible, but we're going to get it out there eventually. Yes, the answer is yes.
Do you consider Volume 2 to be a part of the CKY discog?
No. Not at all.
Someone said tell the Chris Cornell story.
There really isn't a Chris Cornell story with me other than, like, I don't know. I mean, he came from such modest beginning. I don't talk shit on celebrities anymore because I don't care about them. I don't pay them any attention or anything. There was no Chris Cornell story other than that he, had the same rules that Mariah Carey might have, like don't be in the hallway when he comes in and don't make eye contact. And it's just, I don't know. I think it's more the people that work for these people that come up with those rules. I don't think it's the actual celebrity. I would hope not. But I just can't see ever being at a level of fame where I am so insecure that I have to tell people not to make eye contact with me when I go out on stage, or to clear out of the hallways, or having a certain candy or a certain color of shirt, or anything. Those demands are silly no matter how famous and rich you are. It's just stupid. It's just a way of trying to make people feel degraded and beneath you, and you're not better or bigger or more important than anyone else. It's just stupid. It's all about insecurity.
Do you like the Don't Go Into the Woods vinyl?
Yes, I do. In fact, I actually saw somebody that wanted proof that it existed because this is a rare find, Halloween 5 original vinyl. I had somebody on eBay tell me that it didn't exist, but my friend and I have it. This is the Don't Go in the Woods Alone soundtrack, and it's beautifully made, but there are only 30 copies.
Somebody said, who gave it to you?
27, number 27. I mean, look at this. Look at how well this thing is put together. There's a bunch of photos. There's a poster signed by James Bryan in there. There's a whole other insert with interviews and stories. I mean, it's like really strong. It's a really strong package that contains a lot of stuff. And it's like splattered vinyl. And it's awesome. But there's only 30 copies. And I can't remember exactly why. I think like something to do with the pressing plant. But I did get a hold of one. So, thank God for that.
What song are you most excited for us to hear off of Synergy Restored?
My favorite song off Synergy is Taken by Surprise, because there's a couple things that I hear that just give me...
Oh, Joe Palmer is saying he gave it to you.
What?
He's saying he gave you the...
That's right, we did a trade. Joe Palmer is... we trade records all the time because he has a really cool record store near him. And if I remember, he saw it on eBay, and I traded him a bunch of stuff if he was willing to get it, and he got it for a good price, and we trade records. We trade records all the time because he has a good record store near him, and we don't. I don't have a good record store near me, so he's lucky because wherever the record store is called that he lives near, they have everything. I mean, everything. So it's fun to trade with Joe.
Do you dig Stephen King or no? I'm from New England, so his horror is very big here.
Stephen King, I mean, some of them are hit and miss, I think. Carrie's awesome. Misery's awesome. But then there's things like Graveyard Shift that was kind of boring. and Silver Bullet. I mean, the classic movies that are really original. Like, I think Misery, just the fact that there's two people in the majority of that movie and it's terrifying, is incredible. It's amazing that they're able to do that. It's a great story.
Oh, you didn't answer the which song you're most excited for them to hear.
Oh, Taken by Surprise. You know what? I'm trying to think of one that I'm least excited, but I can't think of one. I mean, there's the one that we just wrote called Why Am I? That I don't know if I'm going to put it on the record or not. I'm going to ask the other guys what they think. Maybe we can remix it to make it sound closer to how I hear it. But I don't think it's going to end up on the album. But other than that, the rest of the songs, I can't wait to get the whole damn thing out there. Should we wrap it up soon?
Is Wish Me Dead going to be on the next album?
Yes. I believe it'll be the second track.
Are you a Rick and Morty fan?
Yes, finally. I haven't seen any of season 4. I'm still a DVD guy. I go out and buy the DVDs and I binge watch.
Random question. What's your hands down favorite thing ever?
You can't answer that, can you? Probably a mood. When I'm in a certain mood that's very rare, where I just feel like, God, things are working out so great, and we have this to look forward to, and this is happening. And, oh, this is great. That feeling is rare. So I'm gonna say that moment or that mood that rarely comes along for a lot of us is my favorite thing in the world.
Do you still talk to Brandon DiCamillo? He seems to have vanished.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have any part of publicity or celebrity anymore. I was talking to Brandon a couple of years ago about doing... Actually, he came to me, but I think I told this story before. I wasn't allowed to ever talk to Brandon. I think that he has resentment for everybody that was ever a part of that. One person in particular he has a lot of resentment for. But him and I used to be really close friends. He would come over and he would either be excited about an idea he had, or he would have he would complain about the stuff that he was made to do that day. And we would laugh about it and we'd say, fuck these guys, or this is cool. And then, I don't know exactly what happened because I wasn't there for it, but something just made him snap. And he said, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. So I know Rab still talks to him. My friend Aaron still talks to him. I would like to talk to Brandon, but, until one of us reaches out.
How old is your Pestilence shirt?
Which one? What Pestilence shirt?
That's what somebody just asked. How old is your Pestilence shirt?
This is an Ozzy shirt.
They're not asking about that. They're just saying...
I have a bunch of Pestilence shirts. I have one that was made in 92.
Okay, then how old is your oldest one?
From 92. Testimony of the Ancients. And I have Spheres one from 93. Blue Grape. Blue Grape merchandising. Everybody remember that? Who's my age? Why would they call it Blue Grape for a metal merchandising company? I'd like to know that.
You're close to my brother's age, so I dig your answers to anything. You're a great man. I'm drunk. You're awesome.
Thank you. I'm hoping that you don't have a hangover later. Let's answer maybe 10 more and then...
Alright, I'm trying to get more, but...
We'll do this on the, we'll schedule another one.
Yeah, after my birthday.
After your birthday. Her birthday's the 8th. Let's do it on the 10th. June 10th will be the next one.
Somebody asked, can you close with a song? Can you play one last song?
Sure. Let me, a couple more questions. I'll close with a song, but let me...
I feel like I'm just getting repeated. Thoughts on Mike Patton stuff?
I love The Real Thing. The Faith No More album, The Real Thing.
Get on the Joe France podcast.
Joe Franz, I just sent a message out to Joe Franz recently, and he gave me his number because I wanted to talk to him about something. But I haven't done that yet. So I didn't know Joe had a podcast. podcast, so he would have to ask me to be on it. I'm not going to say, Joe, have me on your podcast.
Do you still have the Black Christmas t-shirt I gave you before the first CKY Christmas show? That was from Nate, by the way.
Yes, I still do. It's somewhere in that box, which you don't want to see.
Daniel said, please play Shippensburg. And then somebody else said play Flesh into Gear, but I feel like you've played all these.
Yeah.
What's a song that you haven't played?
I go out with Shippensburg. Let me answer 2 more questions if you can find some original ones, and then I'll do Shippensburg.
All right. Is Distant Recordings your label?
Yes. Since 1995, the first Foreign Objects CD, Undiscovered Numbers and Colors, came out on Distant Recording.
Any book recommendations for quarantine?
You know what? Crystal Lake Memories. If you're interested in Friday the 13th, there's a lot of details and cool pictures in there. Paul Stanley's biography is cool.
Play Fake by Oil.
I don't know. Fake was a... Oh! I played that last time.
Imaginary Threats, All Power to Slaves.
It's a fun one to play. We just played it 30 times on tour.
They're giving a bunch of song suggestions, but
let's see if somebody can name one that would be really cool to go out with.
Rio.
And I had a great time. This is a lot of fun. And thanks Bianca for helping me.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks you guys for listening and watching. And
they want you to play To All of You.
Okay. Have a good one. Stay safe. Love you guys. Thank you.